You may be seated. Apparently we're going for round two. I got a question. How many of you, over the last couple of weeks, have stopped to look at the beautiful colors of the fall leaves? Have you taken that time to review? You guys go on trips and look at stuff all the time. But have you taken the time to walk or drive around Western Pennsylvania and look at the beauty that God has created around us?
The rainbows.
The rainbows, yeah.
The rain, the many clouds.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. This came from a conversation the other night, and I never really put thought into it. But the color of the leaves, you know it's there from the start, from the time the leaf buds. That color's in it. I never really thought about it. I remember growing up and going through biology class or whatever class it was, science of some sort, and going through and learning this. And by no means am I a scientist, but I do know that it's chlorophyll that makes the leaves green. And the other colors that are in there, the other nutrients that are in there that makes the colors appear when the chlorophyll is done doing its job. And it starts to break down, and those colors start to break through. So there's our science lesson for this morning. But in that, there's a little more. While the chlorophyll is working in the leaves, it puts on a shell. Because the chlorophyll is the worker. Okay? It makes the food for the plants. The sun shines down, the wind, the air, the water. The chlorophyll is what creates the nutrition for the plant. So during that time, the leaves are bright green. They are bright or dark green, whatever, depending on the foliage. But they have a color of green to them. It's kind of like a mask. It's their work mask. Yeah, that face you put on when you go to work. You know what I mean? You know what face I'm talking about. We're sitting here Sunday morning at church, and we're someone totally different than we are at work, right? Sometimes we use language at work that we would never use in church, right? We tell stories at work that we'd never tell in the church. I was pretty good for that. I could tell some good stories. They definitely weren't church appropriate. But I put my mask on. I had that chlorophyll covering, my work covering. But what was I covering? What did I have to cover that I needed to put that mask on? And it's something that we don't realize. Have you ever heard the term true colors? You know, we heard it in the song earlier. What does that term normally mean? Oh, we saw his true colors today. It's usually kind of derogatory, right? It's usually not a good thing when we hear, well, we saw his true colors. What a coward. What a jerk. That's his true colors, right? I'm going to tell you that assumption, that term and the way it's used is wrong. Because our true colors are truly beautiful. That little work mask that we wear is ugly. It's dull. It's like the green leaf that's everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's a green leaf all throughout summer. But as soon as fall comes, we get those beautiful colors. Bright and vibrant. That have been there all along. From the beginning. And that's where we're going to go. We're going to go back to the beginning. Back to Genesis. We're going to go to Genesis 1, verses 26 through 28 if you want to follow along. Excuse me. Verse 26. Then God said, let us make human beings in our image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds of the sky, and the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. So God created human beings in His own image. In the image of God, He created them, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them, and He said, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea and the birds of the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. Let's try to explain this a little bit. Because this scripture it's not so much taken out of context, but it's not really understood, I think. But we're going to go in reverse. We're going to look at verse 28 first. He says, be fruitful and multiply. God tells us to be fruitful and multiply. So what does that mean? Have babies, right? Have kids, multiply. That's how the world looks at it. Be fruitful, go make babies. Multiply, govern the earth. So make babies and rule the world. Rule the world. So that's how the world might understand it, right? And that pretty much describes how we're living. We make babies, right? I mean, I'm not going to say that's not part of what He's telling us. But there's more to it. Jesus explains it a little bit different. He says, go and make disciples. Be fruitful, make disciples. He reworded it. Same thing. Go and make disciples. Multiply throughout all the nations of the world. So being fruitful is not just making babies. Teach more about me. Teach people who I am. Share my love with others. That is put in us from the very beginning. So we're not just supposed to make babies. We're supposed to make babies and multiply through Him. Share Him. But we live in a world that hides from God. We live in a world that hides from pure things. And let's look at it this way. When He made man and woman, He placed them in the garden. What was their job? To tend the garden. Not as servants. Not as workers, laborers. We were put in the garden to tend it as priests. His holy priests. Does that make any sense? We were set and put in the garden to tend, to nurture, to raise it up. Worship God in all of our work. It wasn't go hoe the row, go plant the seed. He already did all that. He said, go trim the bushes. Trim back the dead stuff. Nurture it. Eat from it. See, it wasn't work then. It was just the way they lived. It was the way Adam and Eve were supposed to live. And yes, the making babies came with that. That's how they multiplied. But they also multiplied the garden by tending it. By treating it right. And then the dark work mask came in. When Satan goes, hey, why don't you take a bite of that fruit? And we were not allowed to touch that fruit. Did he really say that? Well, maybe I could touch it. Well, why don't you take a bite of it? Well, he said not to take a bite of it. Are you sure he said not to take a bite of it? That's where that dark mask comes in, that work mask, because after Eve took a bite, she convinced Adam to take a bite. They felt shame, they felt fear. They realized that they were naked and they hid from God. At least they tried to hide from God, because we know we cannot hide anything from Him. He sees all, knows all. But they hid behind a tree and they're like, ooh. And God says, Adam, where are you? Adam, where are you? You know, kind of like we yell at our kids. We know they're hiding from us, but we know they're hiding behind the corner or the door. Don't hide from me. Step out. So when they hid, they put that mask on. They got behind that gray shield. Our human chlorophyll. And they separated themselves from God. And we carry that. And they've carried it for years. And the human society has carried it ever since then. They've carried that burden of separation. There's been some that were able to take and break that mask and stand in His light and show who they truly are. But for most of us, we live in that mask. We hide who we are. And we are to be His priests, as He designed us from the beginning. We can't live behind a mask. We can't hide in a gray area. Our true color is Christ. Because at conception, when God created man, and He breathed life into man, was it not the breath of God? In that, we were made in His image, as it says in 26 and 27. We were made in the image of God. That image is Christ. Christ was put in us from birth, from the very beginning. And I think in church, we've completely twisted it around. We're not asking Christ into our hearts. We're asking Christ to shine from our hearts. To rip off that cover, that mask that we wear, and shine out. Not come in. He's already there because we can feel Him. Whether you accept Him or not, we can feel Him. He's there. When even atheists can feel Christ, and they don't understand it. They don't recognize it, because think about this. If you walked away from Christ, if you did not have Christ in your heart at one time, or you thought you did not, when you walk away, or you're walking away from Him, or walking away from God, and you feel heartbroken for things that are going on around you, someone got hit by a car and you're there crying over top of them, trying to help them. Somebody fell and broke their leg on the steps and you're trying to save them, trying to help them. You're calling 911, you're keeping them calm. And your heart is breaking for them. It's Christ. He's screaming, let me out. Let me show you who you are. Let me show you to the world. But when others get around, we start tightening up, we start closing those little drapes, saying, no, you're not allowed to see that. Because that makes me look vulnerable. We're not as tough as we pretend to be. We're actually tougher. Because when we open up and let God out, when we let Christ speak through us, that's the most powerful you could ever be. When you show your true colors, your true inner being who is God, when you allow Him to take control, You shine. Jesus says He is the way, the truth, and the light. So are you. Because how could He give us the authority? We talked about a couple weeks ago. He gave all authority to us from God. How can we wield that authority if we do not have Him in us? How can we even think that we are strong enough to handle that kind of power? Our true colors are the image of Christ, the image of God, because we were made in that image. We were not made in the image of the world. We were made in the image of God. So why do we reflect the world? Why do we worry about our worldly things? When He tells us, I will protect you, I will take care of you. Why do we do it? Because Satan's still holding that mask saying, no, you want to stay here. Because God really didn't say He'd take care of you, did He? He really didn't say He'd provide for you. Search your heart. You know that's a lie. If you honestly listen to what your heart's saying, you know that everything Satan is telling you is a lie. You have to be willing to open yourself up and allow the world to see who you truly are. Show the light of Christ. Let Him speak through you. Let Him work through you. Can I share what you shared with me earlier? Ty was sharing with me earlier, as he's driving, as he's helping these people that are broke down on the side of the road, he gets to testify, he gets to share with them Christ. And I know Tia had told me last week that some of these people get in the truck and they're angry, they're miserable, they don't want to talk with him. But he continues to share, he continues to love on them. And their mood goes from angry to maybe a little softer, a little happier. Showing Christ, allowing our true colors to shine. As we heard in the song, those true colors are beautiful. And He sees through our mask. He sees through all of that. He knows who we are inside. And it's beautiful to Him. That's why He loves us. That's why He sent His Son. That's why He sacrificed Himself on the cross, because He loves you. He loves the colors that are inside you. He loves what is in you. All He asks is for you to let it shine. To share it with others. That is what a holy sacrifice is. To sacrifice that worldly view of ourselves for the God view. We allow Him out. As I say that, a song popped in my head. It's really fun. If I had my Jesus, I'd keep Him in a box. Or wouldn't keep Him in a box or something.
The one best things?
Yeah. But take my Jesus out of the box and put Him back in. If I had Satan in a box, I'd take him out and pound him. It's really funny hearing one of our friends sing it, but it popped in my head because I think about that. We're not supposed to keep Him in a box. He's supposed to be out for everyone to see. But we good Christians, we keep Him in a box. Because, well, we can't share Him in public. The world doesn't want to hear about Him. Let Him out. Open the box and let Him out. Let your color shine. Because no matter what we think is beautiful in the world, what's in our heart is what's beautiful to God. He wouldn't have created something that said, that's ugly. He created us and said, that is very good. Because He loves what He created. It's beautiful to Him. Yet we sit here and we tell each other that we're ugly. We tell each other that we're worthless at times. We look at ourselves and doubt. What are we doubting? Our Creator? Are we doubting who's actually in our heart? Are we listening to what Satan has to say to us? Are we listening to the mask that he's telling us to put on? Hide from the world. Don't share Christ with anyone. You can't do that, you'll lose your job. You can't do that, you'll lose your friends. You can't do that, you'll lose. You know what you're losing? Your place next to God. Your place next to Him at the right hand. Let Him out. If you're ready to let Him out, if you're ready to step up and let Him out, don't hesitate to share. If you're ready to step up and live your life for Christ, don't hesitate. Don't think about it. Just do. Let Him work through you. Allow Him to work through you. A video clip that we watched in the beginning. Some of you have seen the movie, some of you haven't. And I don't want to spoil the scene if you haven't seen it. But at one point, when the song starts, they're in a dire situation. They're going to die. And the person that was trying to save them was the actual cause. She led them to a trap. And that's where we get, hey, with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. We get those sad eyes and we look down, we look away, and we just turn bad. There's no other word for it. We turn ugly. We become gray. And as I watched that video, as I watched it the other night, because the kids were watching it, I come in at that point of the movie, and I can see where that's Christ standing off to the side saying, don't be discouraged. Don't let the world put you down. Because I can see who you are, and I think you're beautiful. So let your color shine. Share who you are with everyone. And I typically don't cry about movies like that, but that's exactly what happened. I'm watching it, and that thought went into my head, and I just started crying. I'm like, it's right. I hide. When I'm down, I hide. When I'm feeling depressed, I hide. Because I try to hide God in me, to try to fill myself up instead of letting Him out and seeing what He can do with others. We got to quit hiding. We got to quit trying to put Him in a box that's only for us. Before we close out, well, after we pray and everything, I want to replay that video. And I want you to watch it and think about what I just said. Think about how you feel when you're down. That tightness in your chest, that feeling lower than the floor. And instead of hearing the voice of the troll singing, that's what it is, it's a troll, Justin Timberlake singing. Instead of hearing that voice, hear the voice of God. Hear what he's saying to you.